No sound.
Welcome and good afternoon to all of you who are here attending this first session of Easy Learning with us today. Those of you who are sitting for your SPM, teachers, educators from all over the country, a very warm welcome to all of you. On the screen here, you can see Dr. Teh Pei Ling, who will be our first speaker. But before I go into that, let me introduce to you Easy Learning Web. Okay, we will be having a series of sessions for all of you SPM students. I'm sure that many of you are worried since this 2021 SPM will be based on a new format. And some of you may not be confident, in fact, because you have been away from school for such a long time due to the pandemic, and you have been studying from home. So you may be feeling anxious and all kinds of questions may be in your mind, okay? As much as we have suffered because of the pandemic, we can't deny that one of the benefits we got from the pandemic is the use of technology. And digital technology has enabled us to have experts from all over the country. Previously for SPM, you would probably have teachers from your school or from your districts who will come and give you techniques for answering questions, who will show you how to go about attempting certain papers and so on. But what we have now due to digital learning is that you get experts from all over the country. So you can listen to their advice, and you can at any time click on our Easy Learning Web, which you will find here. If you're following us now, please do subscribe, and you can click on the notifications as well so that you will be notified when the next session comes on. For we will be having a series of sessions for all of you SPM students to support you in this journey. So fret not, because Easy Learning Web is there for you. You can also find us on Facebook. Okay, now before we start this session, we have someone who is very special here, waiting to say a few words to give you sound advice on approaching this exam, on how to prepare for this exam. Okay, he is none other than Yang Berhormat Senator Dr. Ma Hansun, who is our Deputy Minister of Education. YB, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Yes.
Jadi terima kasih kepada rakan-rakan saya di Easy Learning Web. Selamat petang, salam sejahtera dan salam keluarga Malaysia. Jadi hari ini saya rasa begitu bangga kerana telah mempunyai satu kesempatan untuk bersama-sama dengan murid-murid sekalian dalam satu sesi iaitu Cakna SPM 2022. Jadi saya kira ini adalah satu peluang yang cukup baik untuk sama-sama kita mempelajari daripada guru-guru yang pengalaman dan begitu cakna dan dapat membimbing kita perihal peperiksaan, teknik-teknik menjawab dan sebagainya untuk peperiksaan SPM 2022 ya. Jadi untuk itu saya rasa saya nak maklumkan kepada murid-murid sekalian bahawa KPM sangat committed untuk melakukan yang terbaik dan akan memperhalusi semua cadangan daripada calon SPM agar mereka dapat berjaya dengan cemerlang dalam peperiksaan SPM yang akan datang. Jadi hari ini merupakan hari yang pertama untuk program Easy Cakna SPM 2022. Program ini akan saya dimaklumkan persiaran sebanyak 34 slot pada hari Jumaat, Sabtu dan hari Ahad. Program ini dikendalikan oleh para penceramah yang terdiri daripada mereka yang penuh berpengalaman, iaitu terdiri daripada SISC Plus, guru cemerlang, jurulatih utama dan guru-guru subjek yang sangat berpengalaman dari seluruh Malaysia. Di samping itu ataupun di kesempatan ini, saya ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih di atas segala pengorbanan dan tunjuk ajar yang telah diberikan oleh para penceramah. Jadi saya sangat menghargainya dan kita semua terhutang budi kepada para penceramah yang begitu committed dalam hal ini. Terima kasih juga kepada para ibu bapa yang tanpa jemu memberikan dorongan serta sokongan kepada anak-anak yang bakal menduduki peperiksaan SPM. Jadi adik-adik sekalian, SPM merupakan satu peperiksaan yang sangat penting. Satu peperiksaan yang dianggap sebagai penentu aras dan bakal menentukan hala tuju perjalanan kita dalam kehidupan ini dan merupakan titik tolak pelajar untuk melanjutkan pengajian ke peringkat yang lebih tinggi. Menduduki peperiksaan SPM adalah salah satu peristiwa yang sangat bersejarah dalam hidup atau kehidupan seseorang individu. Oleh itu, dalam menempuhi sesuatu peristiwa yang penuh bersejarah sebegini, para calon perlu ditempatkan dalam persekitaran peperiksaan yang untuk menyediakan mereka agar lebih bersemangat, bermotivasi dan penuh yakin diri untuk menghadapi peperiksaan tersebut. Jadi maka saya berharap program Easy Zoom Cakna SPM 2022 ini dapat membantu kalian untuk mengukuhkan tahap penguasaan ilmu dalam sesuatu mata pelajaran yang akan kita ajar. Ya. Diharapkan dengan adanya program ini, ia dapat menarik minat pelajar untuk belajar dengan lebih fokus dan bermotivasi. Jadi kepada adik-adik sekalian, sekali lagi, saya nak maklumkan bahawa kejayaan akademik yang berorientasikan peperiksaan bukanlah kayu ukur yang sebenar kejayaan seseorang. Namun, sebenarnya saya sebutkan tadi, ia merupakan batu loncatan, kayu ukur atau satu simbol kehebatan seseorang muda insan pada peringkat ini. Ya, jadi saya berharap kejayaan akademik para calon SPM disusuli dengan kehebatan sahsia mereka. Gabungan ini mampu melahirkan pewaris bangsa atau kepimpinan negara yang gemilang satu hari nanti. Engkaulah yang akan jadi sinar kegemilangan negara kita. Akhir kata, saya berharap dan berhasrat agar para calon SPM memberi sokongan padu kepada para penceramah supaya dapat mencapai kecemerlangan dalam semua mata pelajaran. Saya pasti para penceramah kita ini bukan saja sangat komited tetapi juga telah meluangkan banyak masa untuk buat persiapan untuk membantu anak-anak murid kita ini. Jadi kepada para calon SPM, lakukanlah yang terbaik. Buat persediaan atau persiapan yang mencukupi dalam menghadapi peperiksaan dengan tenang. All the best to all of you. Dengan ini, saya dengan rasminya melancarkan program Easy Zoom Cakna SPM 2022. Sekian, terima kasih.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Senator Dato Dr. Ma Hansun, for those encouraging words. I'm sure all students here who are watching this are very encouraged by your words, especially someone who is there for them and who has actually started this program which will be a big help to all students and educators as well who would like to be in the know about the new format and how to help their students. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm actually, I have not introduced myself. I'm Gladys Francis Joseph, and I'm SISC Plus from the District Education Department of Bangsa Pudu. Before I go on to introduce the speaker for the day, I would like to remind all of you present here on some etiquette while the session is going on. Of course, we invite all of you to comment, ask questions, whatever questions that you have, please put it in the chat column or the comment column, and we will address the questions. And while you are watching the session, please do pay attention and do not have private conversations going on in the chat column. I would really appreciate it that no private conversation goes on and that all of you will adhere to this etiquette online when you are here watching this session. Okay, without wasting much more time, I'm sure all of you can't wait to listen to our very first speaker for today, who will be telling us more about the SPM English language paper for the speaking paper and the listening paper. Okay, and we are very lucky to have Dr. Teh Pei Ling with us here. She is an English language teacher at SMK Taman Desa Miniam, Sri Kembangan, Selangor. She has more than 18 years of teaching experience in English language. She holds a Bachelor of Education TESOL degree from University of Exeter, United Kingdom, a Master in Management, Educational Management, and a PhD from University Putra, Malaysia. Dr. Teh has spoken on many occasions, and she has been an invited speaker for the PT3 and SPM exams over the years. In addition, she is also the master trainer for the CFR aligned curriculum at the District Education Department of Petaling, Penjana. So, students out there, you cannot get a better person to tell you about the paper. Okay, so I give to you Dr. Teh Pei Ling. Over to you, Dr. Teh.
Thank you, Madam Gladys, and thank you, Dr. Ma, as well. That was a very inspiring speech just now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, teachers and friends, and most importantly, boys and girls, the students here with me. How are you today? Okay. All right. I'm very happy to be here. I'm here to share with you the paper 3 and paper 4. Let me share my slide. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we have it here. Paper 3 and paper 4. Do you know when are you going to sit for your paper 3 speaking? Can you write in the chat box? When is your speaking examination in February? What is the date? Yeah? You write in the chat box. Do you know the date? Yes, in February. Definitely is in February, but do you know the date? Go and find out the date, yeah? Yes, thank you. So we have 22nd to 24th, yes, in February. That will be done speaking, okay? So now let's, how about a listening paper? When is a listening paper? English listening paper. Which date? Yeah, some of you still, okay, 22nd to 24th, that is the speaking. And your listening paper is on the 20? Yes, Melvin, you are right. Yes, Melvin. All right, 21st, and also Yashin. Yes, 21st February. Okay, so now let's look at the speaking one first. Right, thank you, Madam Gladys, just now for the introductions. And as you all know, my name is Dr. Teh, and let's look at this paper 3. It is a paired format with 3 parts. Okay, I'm sure you already have the experience with the speaking paper, and the part 1 has 3 3 to 4 minutes. And it's an interview by the interlocutor. Do you know who is the interlocutor? Okay, it's the teacher sitting in front of you, this examiner, but we call he or she the interlocutor on familiar topics like school and home life. Okay, so they ask you questions like interview by the question asks like about your hobby, your pastime, your pets, your family members, your relatives, your sports day in school, and about your good friend maybe. So don't be afraid, don't worry, because I'm sure these are the answers. So be prepared. So when a question being posed to you about your hobby, get ready with the answer. Okay, let's say the interlocutor asks you, what is your hobby? So how do you answer? Don't answer too short because you have time to answer. If you say my hobby is playing computer games or playing badminton, that's too short. For Form 5 level, SPM level, so you need to elaborate more. Okay, so later I'll show you some example for the short response and the long response as well. Yeah. Okay. So these are some questions they ask you for the phase 1, part 1. Of course, the interlocutor will ask your name. What's your name? Then you just tell your name and where is your school? Where do you live? All right, just answer. Be relaxed and just answer the interlocutor. Okay. Before you go for your exam, please practice. Don't say, okay, don't worry, teacher. I know how to answer, but do practice because when you are in the room, it's different, and you go in with a friend, with a partner. Okay, so you go in together. So when the question being asked to you, you have to just answer, and that is the phase 1 of part 1 and the phase 2 question here. Okay, they ask you about your everyday life, about how do you about shopping and things like that. Okay, these are just some very quick example. Okay, one sample from the LPM. Thank you, LPM, for example. What do you normally do after you wake up? Okay, let me play. This sample is kind of short.
After I wake up, I wash my face and that's it.
Okay, so this particular candidate said, after I wake up, I wash my face, and that's it. Okay, so it's rather short because there's no elaboration. Let me show you another example here.
I brush my teeth, and then I went to pray, the subuh prayer. And it depends. If it's a school day, I'll get prepared to school, I'll take my shower, and also I'll get my breakfast.
Yeah, a little bit more actually. So which is better, students? You're going to see for SPM examination, which is better? Is it the first one or the second one? Okay, let me look at the any response there. Okay, buffering. Okay, some of you are having buffering. Yeah, it's raining here as well, yeah? So don't give the too short. Okay, give a red, like for example here, I play it once again. Would like to listen?
I brush my teeth, and then I went to pray, the subuh prayer. And it depends. If it's a school day, I'll get prepared to school, I'll take my shower, and also I'll get my breakfast.
Okay, yeah. So what do you normally do after you wake up? So practice. Practice at home. Before you go for your examination, practice on what do you normally do after you wake up? Okay, I normally do. So use some conjunctions. You can use cohesive devices as well. Like besides that, what do you do? So give some actions. What do you do? You mention the first action, second, and third one. Okay, so that would be like a full response. And one more. What do you do on weekends? How are you going to answer this? What do you do on weekends? Okay, I'm sure some of my students, they may have, I sleep, teacher. Can you say I just sleep? It's too short, isn't it? You should have something in your mind. You should plan the response, the answers. You must practice before that. These are the tips. You know the interlocutor will ask you questions, these common questions. So do look into it and practice with your friend. If you don't have the time to practice with your friends in school, you can always practice with your siblings, your brother and sister. Okay, ask them to be your audience and practice. So what do you do on weekends? Let's listen to this one.
On weekends, usually I would play outside with my siblings and my father. We would play sports usually. And if we're not playing sports during the evening time, I have tuition class.
Okay, so that's the good one. Okay, this is a good response. Can you do that? Okay, let's say I ask you, what do you do on weekends? Can you practice now? Can you just say it like a rehearsed thing? What do you do on weekends? Okay, right, let's move on. After that part 1, which has the 2 phases, we come to the part 2, the part 2. It is a long-term one. Okay, it's about 3 to 4 minutes. This is an individual long-term based on the text or the verbal prompts. You have 20 seconds to prepare. The interlocutor will give the question, the paper in front of you. You look at it, look at the title and the prompts. You have 20 seconds to prepare. Then you have to speak. You have 1 minute to talk. 1 minute, yeah? So you don't waste the opportunity. You have to speak for 1 minute. Then you can get the marks. So take note of the WH questions. Oh, pupils, what are the WH questions? Can you tell me? Yeah, the answers are there actually. What? So they ask you what, where, when, why, who, and how. Take note of all this, okay? Make sure when they ask what, you answer what. If it's the where, you tell the location. If it's when, you tell the time span, or the year, and so on. And try to answer them in a sequence. What do I mean by in a sequence? This is like a sequence here. This is a sample question. A family celebration, okay? So they always give you the small title here is about a family celebration. You have to describe a family celebration you had recently, okay? That means already done. So what tense must you use? Present tense or past tense? That you had. Yeah, so you have to use past tense. Yes, past tense, correct. And you should say, see what the event was. What? Who were there? The people who were there. You have to mention what you did there. The actions, the activities. Did you enjoy yourself? So these are the 4 questions being posed to you. So try to answer in sequence, but don't worry. Let's say you accidentally skip who were there. After you mentioned what, you mentioned whether you enjoy yourself. You can come back to who were there. Like you went there with your family members and your relatives and so on. Okay, you can still mention, but it's good to answer in a sequence so that the interlocutor, who's the teacher sitting in front of you, and you have another person, is called the assessor. The assessor will be at the side. Okay, it can be on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. Okay, the assessor has to listen to your response. Okay, so when you study in the sequence, they can understand and they can catch the points, the content, and your elaboration clearly. Okay, so I have this example here.
Start now.
Last holiday, I went back to Jakarta, Indonesia. We are having our annual family gathering. It was in my house, Jakarta, Indonesia. Over there are my families, my relatives, my friends, all of them in one place. We do many activities together, from dancing. We also had food together, we eat together, we sleep together, we watch movies together. And yes, I enjoy myself over there.
Okay, all right. Did you hear that? Was it clear? So he mentioned about what the event was, who were there, what he did there, and of course he said, I enjoyed myself. So very well done. This is a very good example. How about you? If you get this family celebration, but there's a tips here. You see, if you talk about a family celebration, you can twist and turn. It can be for a memorable event, a memorable trip to somewhere. So you can use the point. Who was there with you? What you did there, and your feelings. Did you enjoy yourself, and so on. So do rehearse, practice, and make sure you have a very solid, good response during the exam. And with that, you can score well for your speaking. Your speaking examinations for SPM, the full mark is 24 marks. There are 4 criteria there, later I'll show you. So there are 24 marks there. You have to aim to get high marks. 20 over 24 is very good, because later the 24 marks will be converted to 25. That will help you a lot in your SPM grade, because you have 4 papers for English. You have 4 papers, right, students? You have 4 papers. Then you need to, speaking is so easy. You only spend 13 to 14 minutes in the examination room, and that takes up 25% of the entire English grade. Among the 4 papers, speaking is only 13 minutes in that examination hall, or in the examination room. So seize the opportunity, okay? Be prepared, practice. So you know they will ask you your familiar topics about celebrations, about holiday, about yourself. So get ready, okay? Right, let's move on. After the part 2, let's move on to part 3. Part 3 is about 4 to 5 minutes as well. It's a discussion. It's a discussion with a partner based on the mind map, stimulus, and another further discussion task, which is the extended question. Okay, let me show you the example here. Part 3, you have to use appropriate vocabulary, the vocabs. If you talk about health, how to keep fit, and so on. So use the words or the phrases, okay, revolving the health. Talk about balanced meal, the food pyramid. You talk about, you can say like cardiovascular diseases, how to prevent it, high blood pressure. So these are the appropriate words to talk when you are talking about the health topic. And you have to discuss and make decisions in pairs. Okay, how to make decisions, so later I'll show you. Learn some expressions, turn taking. Part 3 is a turn taking. There are 2 of you, okay? 2 of you, you do turn taking. You say something and you ask your partner, how about you? How about you, Gladys? Okay, what do you think? So you pass a turn, and then after Gladys has, for example, there are two of us here. So one Gladys has said something, and she will ask again, how about you, Dr. Teh? What do you think? So it's like a mini conversation, a discussion, giving opinions. Then I can say that, yes, I agree with you. All right, I agree with you. Or I think I have a better idea. So this is like a discussion. Okay, make it as natural as possible. It's like you're talking, having a discussion with a friend. Okay, don't be afraid who you're gonna get, because you may get, it would be who is your partner. I'm sure your teacher will tell you roughly, the partner will be someone in your class, around someone that you know, but it's okay. It doesn't matter that your friend is better than you, or you are better than your friend. Doesn't matter. You just contribute your ideas, contribute your opinion. And where to get all these useful phrases, useful verbs, or useful words, vocabs? You have a very good textbook. Refer to the language banks in your Form 5 textbook, because I'm sure when you're in Form 5, you only have the Form 5 books, right? So some of you are in Form 4. Yes, you have the Form 4 textbook. Refer to the language banks. They have the guidance there. The guidance are all there. You can use the useful phrases, the useful words in speaking. Okay? Practice makes perfect. You have to speak. You need to practice. There's no shortcut. You need to speak well. You need to open your mouth. I always tell my students, you have to open your mouth. If you don't open your mouth, you can't score. What kind of marks am I going to give it to you if you don't say something or your response is too short? Okay, so you must know you have that time, 1 minute to talk. Use the time. Give. Okay, give your opinion, tell the points, and very important one, which is you need to elaborate. Okay. All right. So this is the part 3 example here. Why do people shop online? So 2 of them, okay, they will have a look. So let's say your friend, you have this one, and you can split 3 points. Your friend will talk about this 3, and you will talk about this 3. So quickly you may decide, then you can start, because you can plan, have a mini discussion first before you start the part 3 assessment. Okay, let's listen to this sample here, which is a longer one.
So my opinion, why people shop online right now? Because firstly, it's saving time. Usually when we go to the mall, we will go store by store and we'll survey the product first before we buy, right?
Yes.
So if we look at the online shopping, for example, Lazada or Grab, for example, we can save time right there because we just search it, buy it, and yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
In addition to that, I see when you shop online, you can find a much more wider variety of products compared to in the store.
Yes.
Like in the store, you may only find 2 pairs of shirts, but online you'll have many pairs and in different kind of shapes and sizes.
True, because not all online shopping is from Malaysia. They're from USA also, so we can get some stuffs from USA instead of Malaysia. So other than that, online shopping had offered better prices rather than the shoppings in the mall. Rather than shops in the mall.
Yes, I agree. And furthermore, it is also very convenient. As you said, we can also access products from around the world.
Yes.
And when we shop online, we don't have to go to other countries to get those products.
True.
We can buy them from the comfort of our own.
Yes.
Moreover, we can also follow the trend of online shopping from the comfort of our own home.
I agree with that. Also, if we follow the trend, so if many people shop online, the roads will be empty, and also the traffic jams in Malaysia will be reduced, making Malaysia one of the most least jammed countries in the world.
Yes. All right. You see, you have the 6 points there: no crowd, time saving, better prices, convenient. Okay. Wide variety, and follow the trends. Okay, you can see what's so trendy and just buy. You can just choose. Sometimes you spend more time online, right? You check. Just now that students said about Lazada, and also Shopee. So you can just shop around, surf around, and so on. You spend time. So why do people shop online? Okay, so you pick 3, and roughly after this discussion of the 6 points, what's next? Let's see. Okay, but before that, for the very beginners, how do you start? You see the one in blue, you can call your name, okay? For example, Jason. Let's talk about, what are we going to talk about? So see the title of the task. So go back to the title. Okay, when you get this kind of my map, in the middle, that is the title. Okay, so you can just mention your friend's name, all right? Maybe I have here with me Gladys. I say, Gladys, let's talk about, or let's discuss, why do people shop online? You see? So when you have no idea, these are the points, these are the prompts that can help you. So you just start with, let's talk about, okay, let's discuss, why do people shop online? Easy, right? That is like, then you say firstly. So when you say firstly, then you have then, subsequently, besides that, these are the cohesive devices that will eventually help you to score higher marks for speaking. Okay? So firstly, take the first point and you need to elaborate. Yeah? Don't do the mistake. Don't say, okay, why people shop online? Because there's no crowd, time saving, and better prices. Can you do that? It's too short, yeah? It's too short. But if you really can't produce the points or elaborations. Points are there, but if you really can't elaborate, you try, okay? This is because. So use more words, okay? Drag the time, okay? So that the examiner, the interlocutor, the assessors, they can listen to more content from you, or else there's nothing much from you, right? Okay? And one more tips, if you have nothing much to say, if your friend has said something, you can say something like, yes, Gladys, I agree with you. Yes, I totally, agree with you. I'm happy with your opinion. So you can say something like that because you are expressing your opinion. There's no wrong. It's not wrong, okay? Okay. And after discussing the 6 points there, the interlocutor will ask you this question. Okay, sorry, it went out. Which is the most popular reason people shop online? This is the second question. Then you can start with, among the reasons, I think, so there are 6, right? So you choose one, which is the most popular reason people shop online. You don't stop here. You need to elaborate. Why? Okay? At Form 5 level, you are able to think. You must be able to elaborate. This is because. Why do you think that's okay? See, let's go back to the question. Which one? Which one? Okay, is it time saving? Is it better prices? Convenient? Wide variety? Follow the trend? No crowd? Which is the one? Which is the most popular reason? Because of trendy? Then when come to the pupil 2, you can say, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Agree. I agree with you. I also think that. Then you elaborate. Da, da, da. Okay? It's like you're engaging in a conversation, in a discussion. You get your marks for speaking. Okay? Don't just like, not, and you got stuck there. So you have to practice, yeah? Or you have your own reason. You say, for me, I think, another point is the most popular reason people shop online. This is because. So this is a very basic frame, yeah? The basic one. Okay, if you're good at your English, you can speak well, go ahead. Give your idea, speak. Okay? After this, there's one more. What is that? Can you tell me one more? One last question. One last question. Yes, please focus here. You don't have some of you are having good time chatting. Okay, one last question for this part 3 is the extended question. Extended question will determine whether you can score 6 for that particular criteria. 6 is for 4 times 6 times 4 is 24, right? So this is a question which is out of the box. You need to think out of the box. It's not in that 6 content there, points there. So the question is, in what ways does advertising on social media influence people's buying behavior? Wow, mind-blowing. Wow, how are you going to answer this? So you say, or yes or no, I think. Try to repeat what the interlocutor has just mentioned or just asked, okay, and give the reason. Okay, if you're not too sure, you can pass the turn taking, pass to your friend. You can say, what about you? What do you think? You can ask your friend. Yeah, that's a little trick. Yeah, but of course you don't ask. You pass to your friend, and your friend passes it back to you, and you say, I'm not very sure. How about you? So do have to engage in some kind of effective conversation discussion. Then people too say, yes, I also think that, da da da, and this is because, da 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 da. Elaborate further. Okay? All right. After that, the interlocutor will say, thank you. This is at the end of the test. After that, you say thank you to both interlocutor and assessor and leave the examination room quietly. Don't leave the room and say, oh, like that, okay? Don't make noise. You leave the room quietly. Now, we come to the very important one. You have You saw just now, I already discussed with you the part 1, part 2, and the part 3. How are we going to score it? How can you score? How to score? For grammar part, okay, the assessor will look at the grammar, your grammar, the use of the correct tenses. Okay, if the question asks about your past experience, about your holiday trip, about your best birthday present or your birthday party, so you should use past tense, right? So did you use the correct tenses there? And your sentence structures, remember, you need to use not only simple sentence. I like to play football. Simple sentence. I like to play football and badminton. Compound sentence. Then you have complex sentence as well. So I'm sure you already know all these, and if you're not very sure, you can refer back to your teacher. Teacher can do the revision with you. Okay, on the grammar, sentence structures, and vocabulary, the vocabs. You need to use a wide range of vocabulary appropriately, suitable ones. If you talk about science, if you talk about environment, the pollution. So when you talk about environment, you have the word pollution, you have the word vehicles, all these words. So these are the words that involved in this topic. So are you able to use a wide range of vocab? I always give one example to my pupils in school. When you talk about you are happy, went for a good holiday, right? Instead of saying happy, happy, happy all the time, what are the words that you can use to show that you are happy? Okay, what are the words? Can you just type, since you are someone you are typing, so busy typing? So what are the words to replace the words happy? Repetitive vocabulary will affect our marks somehow. If you repeat once, it's fine. But for example, you don't say like a nice word, right? Nice. I went for a very nice trip yesterday or last week. It was a nice one because the food was nice, the people were nice as well, and everything nice. Too many times, no. Okay. So yes, thank you so much. You have, as you can see here, enjoy, on the moon, seventh heaven, over the moon, glad, yes, happiness, fun. Yeah, these are the words to say that delighted. Yes, wonderful. These are the words to indicate that you are happy. At Form 5 level, don't just use happy. Yeah? You have more words to describe. Fascinated, yes. Cheerful, yes. Yeah, that's so use. When you are able to use, that is the wide range of vocabs. You can use idiom as well if you know idioms. Okay, paint the town red. Okay, jump for joy. So all this you can use. Okay, so that will indicate whether you can score for vocab. Okay. The decent time to we will save that for the question later. Yeah. Okay. Next, communicative competence. Is it the first time you heard this one? Communicative competence. Communicative here means whether you can communicate, whether you can speak effectively. I ask you, have you eaten? Then you answer, oh, I went to the park just now. I ask you something, you answer there's something else. So it's not effective. So communicative competence here lies with you can listen to the question and you can answer spontaneously and appropriately. Don't say like, then something is wrong there because you can't listen and answer correctly, right? Okay, so this is what we meant by the communicative competence. Okay, anytime, any questions being asked to you, you can just give the response, just reply. Then you have the good communicative competence. You can score 5 or 6 marks for this. Okay, right, let's move on. overall spoken performance will be given by the interlocutor. So he or she will look at whether you can understand the task. Okay, if it's about, just now we have these family celebrations, so you understand the task and you need to answer the what, who, where, and so on. So you understood it and you mentioned and you can elaborate. Handling of the topics about family celebration just now, very well done. With your cohesive devices, you use conjunction as well, and because, okay, you can handle the topic well, and you have points with elaboration. You are able to elaborate further. Okay, you can elaborate. Don't stop there. You give 1 point, 1 content, and you stop there. Not enough. You need to elaborate. Why? So how to elaborate further? Always ask yourself, so what? So, okay, you like badminton, you like playing badminton. Why? Always I ask why. Then you have, when you ask inside, then you have, oh, okay, then you can elaborate further. And the fourth here is whether you need any prompting or not. Sometimes you are not very sure about the question, especially the extended question. You can ask, excuse me, teacher, can you please repeat? Okay, so if I'm not very sure, you can say, teacher, sorry, can you please repeat the question? Okay, I only foresee this will come in that extended question because it's quite difficult, like the one that I showed you just now, right? About social media. So if you cannot catch the question, ask again. So this is when you need some prompting, you need some support to understand the task. Okay, right. Now, that's the end of this speaking. Okay, I'll pass to Madam Gladys.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Teh. I have to, before I go on to the questions, there are some participants here who have commented on how much they find, how well they understand your slides. And they said that, for example, Emmeline Sayuti says, I like your explanation. It's very clear and easy for the candidates to understand. And she sends you a virtual hug. So that's motivation for you to carry on. Okay, now let me come to some of the questions that have been asked. Okay, some questions I will not post them because Dr. Teh has already answered. For example, if I make grammatical errors, will marks be deducted and so on? She has already answered that. Okay, one question which is of concern to many of them is this. It is about their partner. Okay, let me read this question to you. If my friend can't talk when we have speaking tests, is it okay if she just say yes and agree with my idea? She can just do that, right? Okay, so she wants to know that. Anisha Shamshul wants to know that.
All right, thank you, Madam Gladys. So if this happens, it's okay. If your friend has said, yes, I agree with you, no, I don't think it is a good idea, too short responses, like no elaboration, no further points, he or she, your friend, will get her own marks. The assessor and interlocutor will evaluate you individually. You will not be affected or being helped by your friend. Yeah, I get my friend, she's so good, she can speak so well, I'm going to get higher marks with her. No, if you don't speak or you can't speak well, you cannot elaborate, you get your deserved mark. You cannot, be a free rider. There's no free rider. Okay, thank you.
Okay, then there are these questions regarding on how much to talk. What are the points? For example, if there are 6 points given, there was this question on whether, both the students need to speak on all the 6 points given. Okay, that is one. And related to that are these 2 questions. How long should we discuss the extended question part? And and another question which is also related is the amount of time to spend on speaking. So these are on how much to speak, how long to speak, and whether all the points need to be used. Okay,
All
Dr.
right.
Teh?
Okay, thank you. So I come to the first one, whether you have to use the 6 points there. Okay, the I think map has that, the mind map has the 6 points. Let's say there is one particular one that you are not sure. You're not sure what is that, something so difficult. So let's say you're not sure with that point. You can actually skip that one. If you skip, let's say, for example, you will speak about the 3 points and your friend gets a 3. But if you get that one is so difficult that you're not sure what to elaborate on, you can skip that one and you can spend more time on your second point. Yes. Because the interlocutor, the teacher who's sitting in front of you, she will control the time. Yes. She will give gesture, okay, thank you so much, Emily. Okay, thank you so much. Then you have to focus. You need to look at the teacher, the interlocutor. You know the cue, when to stop. Yeah? So that's why you need to practice at home. Use your phone has a timer, talk for 1 minute. Part 1, phase 2, 1 minute. The second question, part 2, also 1 minute. And this part 3, more time, but you need to discuss. Okay. There's this one very frequently asked question whereby, must I use the 6 points, right? It's okay. If you only manage to talk 4 points with lots of example, elaboration, don't worry. Okay. The assessor and the interlocutor will listen to the language you use, how well you have elaborated all those points. Okay. And the second one, the extended, how long is it? Okay, you just wait for the cue. You just give your opinion on the extended question, and your friend says something. Enough. Okay. If the interlocutor asks you, yes, some more, expecting you to stop more, you have more time, then you continue speaking. The third one, amount of time, or everything all together just now I showed is 13 minutes. 13.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Teh. Now, questions on asking, I'm just grouping the questions together. Questions on asking the interlocutor about the meanings of the words. Can they ask the meaning, or can they ask the interlocutor to repeat? These are 2 questions related to the interlocutor.
Yeah. Okay, let's say the interlocutor has asked you a question, you're not very sure. Yes, you can ask, teacher, can you please repeat? Then the interlocutor, he or she would not explain to you like how the teacher in school explained it to you, the meaning of this is blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, the interlocutor will follow the script. We have the script, it is standardized. He will follow what is there, and he will just mention whatever that has, because we have a second question there. So we just follow the booklet. You can ask for help. So the interlocutor will tell you whether to tell more or less, they will know. Okay, all these will come later. We don't know yet. We don't know the questions. We don't know that the prompts that we're going to get. So if you don't understand, don't just stop there and get stuck there. You ask. Okay, sometimes even your friend will give you some prompt, right? So if you are at that turn taking, you can pass the turn to your friend. Let your friend say something first, then you get some time to think. Your friend says something, oh, okay, that's the one. Then you add on. Okay, so be smart, be alert, and just try to enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. I mean, speaking examination is you go in there, you need to enjoy it. Don't be so scared like, I have experienced with some of my students, they're so scared that don't even dare to look up. Don't. Be relaxed. Sit there, relax. Like talk to your friend, talk to your teacher. Part 1, part 2, talk to the interlocutor. Part 3, you are talking to your friend. Right? You have been talking to your friend. Just feel comfortable. Okay. Thank you, Gladys. And any more questions?
Yes. There is this question on how do we choose our partners? Do we choose our own partners, or do we follow Angka Giliran index number there?
Yeah. All right. This one is actually come back to the own school. Yeah? Most school will follow that index number. So you follow whatever we have the SU peperiksaan. So we just follow, because in my school we have that index number. We just follow, but something will happen when your friend is not there. Nowadays, people they fall sick easily. When your friend is not there, what will happen? Don't worry, who are you gonna get? It's okay, say, I don't want to pair with her, or I don't want to pair with him. He's so handsome, or she is so pretty. I don't want to pair with her. No, okay. Whoever you get to pair with, to go in, just go in. As I mentioned to you just now, you are going to be assessed accordingly, individually. Okay, so don't worry. Thank you.
Okay, there's this one question which I need to address, because Nurlin has been asking this persistently. This is the third time she's asking. Okay. She's been asking about stuttering. If she stutters, will that affect her marks? And how to actually stop stuttering while speaking. She did ask about whether stuttering will affect her marks or not. Yes, Dr. Teh.
That is not the one. I don't think it's in one the criteria there. But don't worry. If you stutter, try to control. If you can't, don't worry. Just speak up. Speak up. You have points, you just say. Try your best. Don't worry. Don't make it as like hindrance for you. I can't tell, because this is the first time, right? This is our first speaking examination for SPM. I can't say whether it will affect or not, but don't worry. If you had this problem, you can do more practice at home with your friend, with your siblings, with your parents. When you have entered the examination room, just be yourself. If you stutter, you have solid ideas, I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, one last question. This is from Johnny in Pain. Repeating, teacher, is it okay to answer things in a somewhat negative light? Are there any actions or topics that we should shy away from?
Oh, okay. Definitely we have. Shy away from politics and sensitive topics. Okay, don't go into those sensational stuff and things like that, because you need to answer the question. We will never ask you. We will never ask you these kind of questions, right? So, so you just answer the questions accordingly. I think I saw somewhere about accent. Somebody asked about.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to address. It's okay. We have a variety of Englishes, right? Remember your Form 5 textbook, the last chapter, variety of Englishes. You have Singapore English, you have Malaysian English, you have British accent, you have American, Australian, New Zealand. Go ahead. You will not affect. Just speak English. Be yourself. Speak. But don't try to be like, oh, yes, teacher, today, la, 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 la. No, be yourself. I want you to be yourself. All right? Don't try to become somebody else. Be yourself. Of course, be the better self, right? You must improve yourself first before going in, because that is the precious 25 marks for your entire speaking grade. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Teh. I think we need to move on to the next session, which is on the listening paper. But I would like to mention that I'm very happy with the participants for today. They are actively taking part. Although some of you did comment asking me as the moderator to close the chat because you find it very distracting, probably the technical team can look into that. But I would like to say that what you could do is just focus on what Dr. Teh is saying. And if you do not want or you do not like what is, the private chats which you are going on, perhaps you needn't pay attention to that. And for those of you who have been having your private chats, I would like to remind you all again, we would really appreciate it if you refrain from things which are unnecessary, because some of your friends here find it very distracting. But at the same time, I would like to thank all of you for being very what shall I say? There is a two-way conversation, a kind of communication going on here. Although this is via StreamYard, I find that the participants are asking good questions, which shows that they are paying attention. And so I would like to thank all of you for your participation, and I hope that you will continue to be active for the next hour, because some of you did ask what time will it finish or what time will the session end. We have another 1 hour, and for this hour, Dr. Teh will focus on the listening paper. So we shall start with the listening paper now. Over to you, Dr. Teh.
Thank you, Madam Gladys. Okay, let's begin our paper 4. Can you tell me first? Just now you answered 21st February, right? So how many questions are there in the listening paper? How many questions? Pop quiz, come on. How many questions are there for listening? It's quite tricky. Any suggestions? Yeah, yes. There are some tricky questions. Many actually. 3 questions, 10 questions. Are you sure there are only 10 questions? 25 questions? Or maybe you meant 25 marks. Good. Okay. Yes, I saw 30. Yeah, T3N, yeah, said 30. Yes. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Yes, 30 questions. There, 30 marks. Then they will convert to 25. Let's start. Yeah, I also agree with one Gladys that thank you so much to the boys and girls out there. Okay, you are so attentive. You are very active. You ask many questions, and these are all very current. You know, these are the students. These are the questions that students will ask. Good job. 40 minutes. Listening paper is around 40 minutes with 4 parts, 4 sections. 30 marks for this paper. You need to answer all questions. You listen to the recording twice. You know that you are very lucky. How lucky is lucky? You get the option MCQ, A, B, or C, C, B, or A, B, C, or A. You're very lucky. If you can't really get the answer from the audio, what should you do? You need to guess. You need to do the good guess. Okay? You need to guess answer. Don't leave the blank. Because the options are there. A, B, or C. C, B, or A. B, C, or A. Okay? So you listen to the recording twice. Make sure you learn how to catch the keyword. Catch the meaning. Okay? And you have to write your answers on the answer paper. All right, let's move on. Part 1, 3 option multiple choice. You see, that's why I say you're so lucky. Yeah, don't need to write too many words. Just have to shade it, blacken it. 7 short, unrelated dialogues or monologues. It can be mini dialogues like 2 people are talking, or monologues. Monologue is talking to yourself. What should I bring for tomorrow's picnic? And then you talk to yourself, monologues. Okay, there's this 1-3 option for each. Yeah, this is a sample. How they're gonna ask question 1 to 7. Part 1 has 7 questions, 1 to 7, but there are 7 short ones. So you need to listen to the first audio, and for the question 1 is first audio. Question 2, the second one, the third one, and so on. So you have to be very alert. You will hear people talking in 7 different situations. 7, yeah? For questions 1 to 7, choose the correct answer A, B, or C. You will hear each recording twice. Answer all the questions. All right, let's do 1. Part 1. Question 1. So quickly look at the question. Okay, this girl likes movie. Okay, you saw A, fight scenes. B, you can see, let her use her imagination. Skim and scan. Then you listen.
Listen carefully. Question 1. You hear a girl talking about watching movies.
I usually enjoy watching my favorite movies and cartoons on weekends. Action movies are good, but I'm not that keen if there's too much violence. I wouldn't waste any time on horror movies either. I'll have trouble sleeping after watching them. I guess I enjoy watching fantasy the most, where there's magical kingdoms and dragons. As for romance, well, I don't really enjoy that.
That's the first one.
Now listen again.
Listen again. Okay, one more time.
I usually enjoy watching my favorite movies and cartoons on weekends. Action movies are good, but I'm not that keen if there's too much violence. I wouldn't waste any time on horror movies either. I'll have trouble sleeping after watching them. I guess I enjoy watching fantasy the most, where there's magical kingdoms and dragons. As for romance, well, I don't really enjoy that.
Thank you so much. I can see so many answers there. Okay, somebody said answer D. I'm sorry, there's no D for you to okay. So A, B, or C. Yeah, you answer C, 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 C. Yeah, let her use her imagination. Okay, right. Let's look at the here. All right, this is a question here. This is a transcript. So you hear a girl talking about watching movie. The bold one here, I enjoy watching fantasy the most. So you need to relate. Fantasy here means you can use your imagination. For SPM level, they will not use the exact word. So you need to reduce the meaning. Okay, if you enjoy watching fantasy the most, yes, it's related to your imaginations. Let her use your imagination for fantasy. So you know it's C. And let's look at the option A. Have lots of fight scenes. Okay, here you see violence, you see, but I'm not that keen if there's too much violence. All right, you see violence as the same, in the same group of words, fight. Yeah, so they say I'm not so keen, I don't really like. You see. And how about B? Are shown on weekends. Movies are shown on weekends. Do you like movies are shown on weekends? Yeah, you can see. Usually watch my favorite movies and cartoons on weekends. But what? Here, watching fantasy, use her imagination. Yeah. You have to be more specific. What kind of movies that you like? You like movies which let her use her imagination. Yes, congratulations. Many of you got it correct, right? The answer is C. Okay, let's move on. So that is just one sample for part 1. There are 7 shots of this, the audio there, the recording. So you need to listen to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, you come to the part 2. The part 2, 3 option multiple choice. A longer narrative or informational monologue. Okay, talking with 8 multiple choice items. You see, you will hear Roy talking about his skateboarding experience. So if someone talking about their own experience, can be about swimming, about the badminton tournament, about something, a passion, a hobby. So for questions 8 to 15, circle the correct answer A, B, or C. You will hear the recording twice, answer all the questions. Okay, let's move on. Question 8 to 15. This is 8 and 9 here. So let's listen. It's a longer version. So just listen, yeah?
Balancing is everything when you ride a skateboard. You have to learn how to bend your knees properly and move your weight around the deck. I remember the first time I saw a pro skateboarder. He came to our new skate park and put on a demo. When I saw him zoom up and down the ramp, I knew I wanted to do that too. I watched as he got ready to do a trick, and when it worked out, I could see the pleasure spread across his face. We all cheered, including the parents and the little kids. but I think I cheered the loudest. When it was over, he threw things to us: caps, t-shirts, wheels, shoes, and even a skateboard with his name on it. I caught a t-shirt and I wear it nearly every day. It's my lucky shirt. I practice every spare minute. Even though I like playing tennis and football, skateboarding is different. I think you use more.
All right, so it ends it. We cut it short, yeah? Okay, let's look at the question. What is the most important aspect of skateboarding according to Roy? Is it about bending your knees, balancing your body, moving your weight around? Okay, and number 9, when did Roy decide to be a skateboarder? So let's look at it. This one. It says, just now he mentioned, balancing is everything. When you ride a skateboard, you have to learn how to bend your knees properly and move your weight around the deck. So, A, B, or C? Students, boys and girls, young ladies, young men. This year you are 18 years old, right? Young ladies and young men around. Yes. C again, yeah? C. B. Some said B. Oh, no. All right. Sorry, I didn't scroll down. I should scroll it. Yeah. B. Okay, some said B, some said C. What is sweet? B for sure. Is it about me? Thank you. Yeah, 18. Oh, 18. Yeah. Sweet 18. Okay. Yes, I got you now. Yes. See, balancing is everything. Yes, for sure. It's B. Balancing your body. What is the most important aspect? If you're not balanced yourself, you're gonna fall, right? Yes. It's about balancing. You're right. Thank you so much. Let's look at number 9 then. When did Roy decide to be a skateboarder? When? See, the WH question here is when. Seeing the happiness on the skateboarder's face. B, after meeting a pro skateboarder for the first time. Must be a very handsome one. Yeah, this guy must be a very handsome one. For the first time. Whoa, okay. C, watching a skateboarder showing some of his skills. Let's look at the transcript. I remember the first time I saw a pro skateboarder. He came to our new skate park and put on a demo. When I saw him zoom up and down the ramp, I knew I wanted to do that too. So, what is your answer? Young ladies and young men? C for excellent, yeah. Try fall in love with the handsome guy. Okay. So what is the answer? See, when I saw him zoom up and down, you know, watching the skateboarder showing some of his skills. You don't fall in love with him, just because he's so happy to go on. Right? Actually, wait. You saw how he zoomed up and down. It's like, wow, such a hero, like a superhero, right? So yes, C. Flexing his skill. Yes, correct. C. Thank you so much. Yes, you can score well in your listening exam. Well done. You're almost there. Paper 1, no problem. Paper 4, no problem. So you need to focus on your paper 1 and 2. Yes, we do have paper 1 and 2 next month in this Zoom Cakna. Join us again, yeah? Okay, so let's come to part 3 now. Are you ready for part 3? This is quite a challenging part. 5 matching questions. Here, this part, these are 5 short monologue texts with 7 options. Okay, later I'll show you, yeah? So this is a sample of the instruction. You will hear 5 short extracts in which young children talk about which pet is easy to write at home. Yeah, for this question, 16 to 20, choose from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7. But you need to answer only 5. The other 2, what do? They are the distractors. They disturb you, they distract you. They are the naughty ones. So don't get caught, yeah? So use the letters only once. There are 2 extra letters which you do not need to use. 2 distractors. You will hear the recording twice, answer all the questions. The tips here, the tips, how to answer. Read through all the sentences, underline the most important words I'll show you shortly. First time listen, write the option that you think, okay, maybe speaker 1 is C, speaker 2 is D. You roughly, you know. And you listen to the second time, you check your answer. Like this. This is also the sample from LPM. So you get A, B, C, D until G, but the speaker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did speaker 1 say? Did you talk about careful not to buy on impulse? Or is it about buying cheaper things? So need to match. You need to match. Okay, let's listen, yeah? Let's do this.
Speaker 1.
Speaker 1.
Before I buy something, I look at the advantages and disadvantages of buying it. I ask myself why I need it, where I'll put it, and what it's for. If I can't give definite answers to these questions, I may want it, but will probably decide I don't need it.
Speaker 2.
At supermarkets, there are always people trying to sell you things. I normally compare prices of different brands to get the best deal. Sometimes I use vouchers that I find on the internet or in newspapers. I like to go online to know who is offering the...
Okay, I didn't give you the complete one, else you'll fall asleep. Okay, just look at the speaker 1. What is the answer for speaker 1? Question 16. Best bargain there. A is about best bargain. B is about buy online, is cheaper. C is about don't let others make your minds up for you. Like, oh, this is very nice. You should buy this. You should buy this. You should buy the gray color. You should buy the black color. Don't follow your friends. Okay. D, ask yourself if an item is really necessary. Do you think must you buy this? I have a friend. She is so well disciplined. She said to me, whenever she wants to buy something new, she must get rid one item from her house. That's what she said. You want to buy something new? Enter the house. Something from the house must get out from the house. So that she won't have a lot of things at home. Won't be clutters here, clutters there. So I think this is a very good habit, right? So you need to think before you buy. So E, be careful not to buy on impulse. So let's look at this. So speaker 1 said something. What is the answer for speaker 1? 16? Let me look at the to what some say too easy, yeah. Number 1, D. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, number 2. That's right, speaker 2. Question 17, speaker 2. Okay. Yes, congratulations. Speaker 1 is D. Ask yourself if an item is really necessary. Not necessary, don't buy. Okay, don't waste the money. You might as well keep the money in your bank. Then speaker 2. Speaker 2 said, I normally compare prices of different brands to get the best deal. Get the best deal. So, which is the one? Look at the answer, anyone? Speaker 2, question 17. Number 2 is F. Okay, many of you say F, some say A. Look for the best bargains. Yes. You see, this is a trick here. SPM level. Number 2, the speaker 2 here, best deals. Here, A is best bargains. So you don't have the exact keywords, yeah? You have the synonym. Okay, you must know many synonyms, the same meaning. Best deals means best bargain, best discounts. So you must have all these, you must understand, you need to know many words. Okay? And you say, here, the second one, I ask myself why I need it, where I'll put it, and what it's for. So this is about whether it's necessary or not. Is it necessary or not? Just like my friends told me, if she would buy, I mean, not like food, like things, not big items. She wants to buy something new, she need to throw out something from her house. Then she's like, well balanced. Okay, shall we move on? This is already part 3, right? Someone said here, he or she can do this with one eye, or close your eyes, is it? Too easy. But don't take it for granted. You never know, because what they mention is not the exact word. They give you the same meaning, the synonym. So you have to be careful. Move on. Oh, then you have the E and the G and the C, but I didn't let you listen to all the audio, yeah? If you want to do the complete version, you can always refer back to your teacher. Your teacher has the complete one. Now let's come to the part 4, the last part, note completion. A neutral or informal dialogue interview. Candidates complete the gap. Gap here means it's missing, something is missing there. Summary text with 1 word per gap. Okay, so the sample given by RPM is 1 word, but during the real exam, SPM, you must read the instruction, yeah? Is it 1 word or 2 words? Okay, you have to be very careful. Okay, this is one sample here. I'll go to the real question here. How to tackle this part 4? Write the same words you hear in the recording. You need to ensure the spelling is correct. Okay? Fill in each gap with 1 word, because the instruction says so, right? The instruction says use no more than 1 word. So you have to circle it. You tell yourself not more than 1 word. If the answer is table, you pandai-pandai, you say a table. You say, teacher, a table is still a table. Teacher, table is still a table, is still a table, but a table is 2 words. Table is 1 word. If you put a there, an article there, that's it, it's wrong. A table is 2 words. So the questions, the instructions say use no more than 1 word. You have to follow, yeah, for each the space there. Fill in the gaps while listening to the audio first time. Okay, once you got it, you can just, you just have a good guess. Okay, should be this one. When you listen the second time, you confirm that's the one. So check your answers or fill in any missing answers second time. If you still can't get it, what should you do? Let's say you have a text like this. You still cannot, what was it? Oh gosh, I missed it. No, I cannot. Don't worry, you're already in Form 5. You have done so many exercises and so on, practices and so on, and you speak good English. You can even guess what to put in. Just leave it. Don't leave it blank. Put it in. Make a good guess. Yeah, make a good guess. And the text will give you the title. So it's about student exchange program. So this is about student exchange program. Okay, let's look into it. Students exchange program, okay? Just 1 paragraph. We would just do 1 paragraph. Listen. You play.
So Aslan, you've just returned from an exchange program in Italy. How was it?
It was amazing. It was one of the greatest trips of my life.
How did you know about this program?
It all started when my teacher announced that there would be a student exchange program. We could choose to go either to Italy or France. In the past, I had always ignored these programs, but for some reason, this year, it caught my attention.
So, did you apply straight away?
I think my biggest concern was that I had a limited budget, but I didn't let that stop me. I went ahead with the application and it was successful. My parents were a bit worried about how I would handle life away from home. Of course, I'd never traveled that far before, so I had to buy a new suitcase.
So, tell me more about your trip. What was it like when you got there?
In Rome, once we'd arrived, it was nice to be able to relax and walk around the city in the evening after the long flight. I noticed that the Italians do things differently. Their culture isn't the same as ours. They truly know how to relax and enjoy themselves.
What else did you learn about the people there?
I was impressed by how friendly and polite the people were. My host family introduced me to their friends and family members. Every gathering was a feast of food and laughter. When they discovered that I was a die-hard fan of their famous football club, they organized a trip to the local stadium. It was amazing.
Wow. Did you get to meet any of the players?
Well, we managed to watch the team train, and later I got a really great photo of me with the team captain because my host father knew the players would usually hang out at a nearby restaurant after training. So we tried our luck, and I couldn't believe it when I saw the team walking in. They were happy for me to take a few.
Okay. Banging. Okay, because I'm just to show you, right? So I can see response here, answers. Some say small budget, more than one word. The limited budget, more than one word. The okay, be careful. One word, one. Okay, one word. Okay, please remember. But of course, during the real examination, you must read the instruction. It is still one word or something else. Yeah, always read the instruction. Circle. Okay, what are they asking? Okay, one word or things like that. Yeah. Move on. He was worried about when Aslan applied for the exchange program. He was worried about his. Okay, we don't know yet. Being too small. So when he arrived in Rome, Aslan had a chance to experience a different. Yeah, I saw some answers there. Well done. You got it. I'm going to show you it shortly. And enjoy an evening walk around the city. Aslan's host family took him to a nearby. When they discovered he was interested in the local team, Aslan even took a photo with the team captain at a team captain, right? Don't tell me in a village or you can guess actually. All right, yes, 21 is budget being too small. Okay, 22, yes, experience a different culture. Okay, 23, to a nearby stadium. Yes, if you talk about games, right? In a stadium, you have the captain there. And took a photo at the restaurant, met him at the restaurant. So 1, 2, 3, 4 answers there. How many have you got it right? Okay, so this is the part 4. Very challenging because there are 10 questions. You need to listen attentively and get the exact words and fill it in. Okay. Tips to score well. How to tackle this? The whole listening paper. Number 1, read the questions before listening, right? 2, listen to the audio carefully, attentively. 3, write down any keywords that you hear. 4, when you listen for the second time, choose the correct answer. The first time you say, I think it's A. The second time, confirm it's A. You always say, I think, no lah, not A. Should be B. So you make your decision. Number 5, check your answers again. Always check your answers, yeah? Some more tips. Be careful when you transfer the answers onto the answer sheet. If you look at question 21, it should be C. When you transfer alamak, you put it, you shade it, or you blacken it B. So be very careful, yeah? Then make sure you blacken the correct answers. Use 2B pencil. You have 40 minutes to listen and transfer the answer onto the answer sheets. That's the end of the listening paper, actually. Very, not too complicated, but before we start the Q&A, I'd like to tell you more about some of the questions. Sometimes the audio mentioned about, for example, very common one, Ali, right? Ali wanted to buy some fruits at the market. Initially, he planned to buy some apples, but it was not available. Then he decided to buy some grapes. In the end, he bought some oranges. So the option would be all the fruits are there, the apples, the grapes, and oranges. Okay? Do not make a decision once you heard, oh, apple, he bought apple. No, need to finish listening to the audio, then you choose the answer. Okay? And say, hey, he mentioned apples. No, not only apples. He mentioned apples, wanted to buy apples, I cannot buy, I wanted to buy grapes, but in the end, he bought oranges. So the three options already mentioned in the audio, they try to confuse you. Okay? Then you have to listen carefully. Okay? Then say, I want to wear, for example, a black dress tonight, but I wore a blue one instead. So what did I wear? Blue or black? So these are the key terms that you have to know in order to get it correctly. For example, another example, I say, another tips, right? I spent my holiday, for example, in Penang. Okay, if I say every 2 weeks, fortnightly. What fortnightly is every 2 weeks. I can even say half of the month. You see, it's the synonyms. So where to practice synonym, you can always ask Mr. Google. Mr. Google, Mr. G. You just click there, the word happy, and then they come up with the descriptions and the sentences and all the synonyms for happy. Tons there, so many there. So you learn. Now we're in this digital world. You have your internet with you. Always Google the right thing. Now it's already in January. Next month is all your marathon. The marathon, the February, March is like you have to run and run and run and run. Not like physically run. It means you really have to work out. Do lots and lots of things. But you have to plan well, yeah? Think of your future. You need to think of your future. You may think that you eat less or sleep less or you enjoy less, but it's okay. You suffer now, you feel more pinched now, it's okay. You're going to score well, do well for your SPM, and you're going to have a bright future, right? Okay, anyway. Okay, let's start our Q&A for listening paper before I go far away. Okay.
Here are some of the questions, Dr. Teh. Thank you very much for that session. Okay, the first question is, for part 1, will the question be repeated twice for the whole thing, or will it be just one by one?
It's together, the whole thing, 7.
Okay, so it will be repeated. The whole thing will be repeated, and then the entire thing will be repeated again. Okay, right? Okay. Now, most of the participants said that they hate part 3. The word used was hate, such an intense word. So do you have any advice for them? Because I think this is the part which many of them find very challenging. How would you advise them to, what advice would you give them so that it will help them for this part?
Yeah. You must take out the naughty one, the distractors. You must identify, or it was never mentioned. It was not mentioned, for example, 5 people said something, right? 5 speakers. Speaker 1 said something. And you can see they are quite tricky. They will not use the same word. For example, this speaker 1, ask myself what I need. But you can't find yourself here. But you can say, okay, ask myself is yourself. But it's about what you need necessarily. So the trick would be, you read more, your English level, your vocabs, you have wide range of vocabs, then you understand more. So the key here is practice makes perfect. And also you have to try your luck as well, right? Sometimes like, okay, maybe it's A or maybe it's C, right? Like this. So this kind of sometimes we have it in PT3 as well. So it's really like you need to take that tool. No, this was not mentioned at all, not possible, cross it. And the one cross it, you identify the distractors, then you're quite sure that the answers.
Okay, then there is this question. I think this is something that concerns many of them. When you have words which have hyphen, okay, words which have hyphen, okay, the example given here was good looking. Is it considered as one word or two words? Because the question requires them to answer in one word.
Okay. This one is the question for LPM, right? But for me, from my experience, they will try to avoid this kind of answer. They'll try to avoid. They will not try to. They will not give up this like you won't have this good looking. But if there is good looking with the hyphen, should be one word. But sometimes they say two words, so we can't really tell. So we need to follow what they say. Yeah. But from my experience, I think they will not confuse you. They will give you this kind of answer option there. Okay, don't worry. Just listen to the audio and fill in the one word. But then again, not necessarily one word. Yeah, it can be two words. Always read the instructions. We don't know, but it should be only one word. One word. You're the sample.
Okay. Okay. How about capital letters? I mean, big letters and small letters. When students use them wrongly, will they be penalized?
Well, if you look at the texts now, this one here. So, young ladies and young men, young pretty ladies and young handsome men. You tell me, sentence, right? So it should be in small letter words. Again, because you put it in the words. But let's say because you were under pressure, you accidentally put it in the capital B for the budget. Just leave it. Yeah, we don't know whether it's right or wrong. We have no answer for you. Okay. So of course you have to do the right thing. The right thing is use for budget is a small letter B. But that is not the big issue. You need to worry about what word you need to get the word correctly, then whether it's a capital letter or small letter. Okay?
And the spelling has to be correct, right? So of course, obviously, there was a question about spelling. So of course, when you spell wrongly, you have got the wrong word. So it's wrong, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's this other question about the audio. There are two questions about the audio. Here from Zuraida Latif, it says she would like to know whether the speakers in the audio will be native speakers or Malaysian speakers.
They will sound like the sample. Who do you think they are? Are they the natives? Yeah. This is a sample given by the LPM, so I believe would be something like this. Yeah, sound like them. So don't worry, we'll not go with that British essence. I think even in PT3, we didn't get that essence, right? So a little bit of Malaysian nice thingy, but not too much. Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure it is still English to be able to understand.
And there was this question about what happens when the audio is not good. I think you would agree with me, right, Doctor, that generally for SPM and all that, a lot of attention is paid because it's a national level exam. The audio would be of good quality.
Yes, the audio will be of good quality. Of course, the player. So school is really up to the school. You need to get good players, good speakers, PA system. You need to test run, not test run with the real exam questions, yeah. Test run with the other, CDs. Make sure you have the rehearse and things like that. Yeah. Practice first. Yes.
And about spelling, there is this question from Yining here. Apologize, spell with the S or with the Z, which is acceptable? Because of course the one is British and the other is American spelling. So which is the acceptable for?
Okay. This one is also, we go back to LPM, but they did not specify whether they accept. But actually for writing, If it's paper 2 writing, we accept British English and also American English. So I believe in listening paper, they should accept as well. But I'm not from LPM, so I can't say this is not final for me. Do not quote me. So we will see about that. Yeah? Don't worry. If you want to use S, you just use S. If you want to use Z, you use Z. But just more follow the British one. But you want to use the American one, I don't think it's a big issue here. Yeah.
But preference is try to use the British one, right? Yes, okay, try to use the British one. Okay, are we given time to read the question first before the audio starts?
Yes, you are given the time. 1 minute. Quickly skim and scam. Flip, 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 flip. Okay? Don't read that you have no time. 1 minute. Flip. 4 parts, right? So just flip through. Okay, what is it about? It's about hobby. It's about skateboarding. It's about something else. So you have something in your mind already. So when you listen, you know what to catch. Then you can catch it.
Okay, those are basically the questions that that came up that I needed your attention. So, is there anything else that you would like to add, or are there any more questions out there, participants?
Okay, I think the question just stopped there. We are Malaysians. Okay, more say we are Malaysian. Yes, definitely we are Malaysians. Okay. But we follow the spelling of the British English. No more question. It was, I think, no more question. Yeah. So no more questions. 4 words that change everything. I hope my English gets A+. Good luck. Yes. I believe in you, boys and girls, young ladies, young men, and you should believe in yourself as well. You can do that. You can do it. You're very lucky. You know what to do, the techniques and so on. Nowadays, the teachers are very knowledgeable. They know, they tell you, you should do this so that you can maybe aim to score well. Okay, those days we don't get all this privilege. Now we have the digital. You get to listen to webinars, many kind of seminars as well. There you go. Okay, think of your future. Nothing is impossible. Okay, if you believe, you think you can, yes, you can. With that, thank you so much and stay safe. Signing off here after day. Thank you so much, and thank you, Gladys. Thanks to the organizer as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Teh. The students themselves said that, the participants themselves said that they learned a lot and it was very clear. And I think we had a very good session today. Thank you so much. And for all of you participants out there, especially the students, our program is called Cakna SPM, but you can actually find it as an easy learning web YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it and click on notifications so that you will be notified for our next sessions. So we hope that by following our sessions, you will be better prepared for SPM. Thank you, good luck, and see you all again in the next session.
Thank you so much.